Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, March 6th, 2021. For me, another day of social distancing. I hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well, staying home and staying safe. I'm not going to apologize for my appearance. I am as tired as I look. I got dark circles under my eyes and all that. It's probably because I'm stretching myself just a little bit the past 2 weeks, with the exception of Monday. This Monday and last Monday, I've been going into work, and I'm going to continue to go into work probably for the rest of the month. I'm going to see if I can do that. The reason I'm doing that is to stretch myself to see where I'm at physically, because I hadn't gone into work much since the pandemic was recognized. And really for me, it was March 12th of last year that I started working from home, so almost a year. And then I spent 6 months basically at home because I couldn't drive. And then I want to say it was around October that I started to go back into work, a few days here and there, and this added it up. So I've been doing that. But anyway, the last 2 weeks I have been going in and just kind of trying to get used to that, because it's different than the pattern that I had, waking up and starting work at home. I've noticed that my sleep schedule has been even worse than what it was before. So it's just a matter of me getting used to that. What my pattern and routine is that the morning that I'm about to go into work, I would say maybe two times out of the week, I'll go to the grocery store, or I'll need to get gas in my car because the commute it's not that short to get into work. So I'll go into the grocery store. Normally it's around 6:30 in the morning, grab groceries and things that I may need, and bring those into the office and have breakfast and things like that, whatever I need to do. And then if I get to the office early, I'll study. I am registered for another exam that I'm going to be taking, and I got to remember to look at the camera, because sometimes it feels like I'm not looking at you, which I'm not, because I'm talking to the camera and it's still weird. But anyway, I'll do that routine, and I'll go in, and it's generally just me and another employee that are working there. And so I do what I can, try not to overexert myself, and just try to find this balance. And when things get back to normal, of course, we'll have more people going in there. And if you're able to get a vaccine, go ahead and get a vaccine, get it done, because once they open it up to the masses, then it's going to be a whole different ball game. It's going to be probably a little more difficult for me to get the vaccine than most people with my health challenges. So I went into work. I have a doctor's appointment, my first of the year, coming up next week. And of course I have to get labs probably for both my rheumatologist and my primary care physician. I try to coordinate it. I'm fortunate that my doctors are, for the most part, in the same clinic, and they can easily coordinate. So I'll be doing that. Anyway, the topic I wanted to talk about today is personal finances. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front, don't take notes. I am just not really fully understanding my own personal finances. I have been budgeting over the years, and when I say budgeting, keeping track of my expenses and knowing, for example, if I spend $100 today, how's it going to affect me 2 years from now. So I had that down, but the thing I didn't have was the budgeting part of it, and that's something I'm really just now coming into and understanding. I wish that personal finances was something that me and my family talked about growing up, but it wasn't. I don't blame anybody for that. It's just not something that was talked about. Of course, we talked about religion and things like that, but personal finances, that maybe it's just a subject that's not comfortable being discussed, or whatever whatever it is. I'm not sure, but going forward, that's definitely something I'm going to talk about. I'm an open book, and the fact that I'm doing this should hopefully speak volumes. I'm being very vulnerable, And speaking about where I'm at with figuring things out like this, I have a couple of books. I have Personal Finances for Dummies. I've got a book about first-time home buyer and mortgages and things like that. But I'm not an expert at it. It's not something that I knew. What I'm expert at is music, my current industry, the industry that I'm in. I wouldn't even say that I'm an expert there, but I'm going to learn a lot of things, and of course I'm taking these courses to become an expert at this. But personal finances, it wasn't something I talked about. So like I said, don't take notes on this. This is just something that I'm becoming better understanding. So keeping track of your spending, of course, is number one, I believe, in starting down the road of becoming better at understanding your own personal finances. Something I've started to do is now I have an emergency fund, and that emergency fund, basically I'm saving up for 3 months of expenses. So if I were to lose my job, or if I were hospitalized and needed to have enough to be able to cover paying off loans, or auto loan, personal loans, other expenses, automobile expenses, things of that nature, then I will have enough money to be able to at least cover 3 months of that. Now, I'm not terribly concerned about that because I do have on my job, I have a short-term and long-term disability. So, if that were to happen, at least, if I were hospitalized for an extended period of time, I do have something that will cover that. But, to have it set aside in its own account, that emergency funds, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. And, it's going to take a minute to get up to that, what I need to be able to save that much money, but it's well worth it. And on top of that, I just, and I'm sorry, I'm not including my 401k. That's not included in that. It's just totally separate and apart from that. I also learned about something that I'm, still not 100% comfortable with explaining. This is called sinking funds. Basically where you're setting aside money for expenses that are upcoming. Like for example, I have a Microsoft Office yearly expense, subscription. So I save up for that, and that's $99 a year. And I set aside the $99 into its own account. Its own account that I have is specifically for expenses that are coming up. So Microsoft Office is one of them. Tag renewals on my vehicle, as well as emission checks. I set aside $40 to $50 for that. Amazon Prime, as well as saving up for my medical deductible, and in my case it's $1,600. Not saving up yet for my out-of-pocket maximum, but that might be something I consider doing, considering that I do go to the doctor a lot more, get a lot of labs drawn, prescription expenses and all those things. Also in that same account, I'm setting aside money to buy my computer. I haven't bought the new laptop yet. I'm really going to save up for that, as well as I'm saving up for a down payment on a home, saving up for vacation, as well as setting aside money for investments, things of that nature. And this is not an overnight thing. It's just something I've had to work up to, and getting, disciplined and being patient with myself, because nobody's telling me to do this. I'm just doing this, and trying to become better at it. And maybe down the road, my nieces and nephews come up to me and ask me, how am I doing this? Then I'll be able to help them. My family and friends, they may come to me and ask me about these things, and I'm more than welcome to talk about these things. And like I said, I'm not an expert at it. I'm at the beginning of this. I would say, I'm a couple years ahead of the game, at least. I have been keeping track of every penny of what I'm spending, so that's a start. Some people don't even do that. And the fact that I do have multiple accounts right now, one allocated to emergency funds, and then the other allocated to the sinking funds, yeah, that's definitely helping out. And you know, I definitely feel like I'm on the right track. The other thing that I'm thinking about already, and I'm not, well, I wish I would have thought about this earlier, is preparing for retirement. You know, what am I going to have to do to prepare for if I go into a long-term care facility? What's that going to look like? What is Medicare going to cover for me? Medicaid, you know, those things. So I'm thinking ahead. And, you know, whether I should get an annuity. You know, I do have life insurance. I'm grateful for that. But, you know, am I thinking about all the things I need to think about now, so that when a retirement does come, I'll be prepared for that, and won't necessarily be a burden to anybody else when it, you know, when it comes to that. So that's where I'm at. Personal finance. Read up on it. Do what you need to do in order to be savvy. And you know, if I can help along the way doing these vlogs, great. All right, let me go ahead and wrap this up. As always, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.